My name is Sylvester Chauke. I'm a founder and chief architect of DNA Brand Architects. You have to be completely obsessed with consumers, with people, how they think, what they like to do, how they like to think, what they like to experience, what their aspirations, what are their fears. I think that really helps in you being able to come up with concepts and ideas that are going to be addressing a lot of how they think and a lot of what drives them. What drives me is the opportunity to create something from nothing. So I always think, imagine you have a piece of paper and you have to come up with something from nothing. I think that really is very exciting, because I always know that because of the fact that you're going to have to push yourself so much further, you want to try to think a little bit more differently. And as a result of that, ideas happen and you start populating that piece of paper that was nothing into something. That really excites me. I would say that it was something that was really innate within me. I love things. I like things, and as a result of that, I think I found myself very involved with a lot of things that I found creative expression possible in, whether it was dancing or movies or music or magazines or radio. I just always enjoyed watching and immersing myself in creative kind of environments. And I think as a young person, I was always weird. I was always cheeky, naughty, and a dreamer, a big dreamer, and I think that really sort of already directed me in the areas of creativity more than other areas, and I think I found more comfort in being able to express myself in that space. It's always very difficult when one goes into entrepreneurship, so it was daunting. I was nervous all the time. Because you leave very strong jobs and roles and comfort in many ways to go into an uncharted territory of a business that does not exist. So as a result of that, as you can imagine, you always have to be pushing for creating a name for yourself. I think the subject of mentorship is interesting to me because growing up in the different industries and different companies that I've worked, I had a lot of people to learn from. They may not be mentors formally, but you learn from your leader, from your manager, from your CEO, from your CFO. You learn so many things along the way. So mentorship for me has always been something that I do treasure and value. What can I learn from someone else? Someone who's worked the journey longer than I have, someone who's done more work than I have in the past. So always being able to look at that has been very key for me to do so. But along the way, I found great mentors, absolutely, who have been very helpful in helping me be able to see the light when things are quite challenging, to see that the subject of leadership is something that is so consistent and so universal that all of us as leaders go through the same thing, and they help me to be able to calm me down when I need to, but to also hear my ideas and stress test some of the thinking where possible, and also areas that I can grow at. And I think that's also very important, because a mentor can help you to see things that you are not able to see yourself. And I believe in mentorship big time, and I believe that it is our role as well as leaders to be able to continue taking what we've learned from people that have mentored us and pass it on to others. So people remember things that make them smile, things that make them get engaged, and things that are smart and humorous and charming. And I think that's really is a style that I always try to look for across everything, because then it becomes more memorable for people, and it also becomes more practical to remember, actually. A leader always carries the vision of the business. A leader always says to the team, this is where we are going, this is what we are going to be achieving, and this is why it's important. And many times, their ability to be able to ensure that the vision that you have as a leader permeates through to the team as a whole across the business, so that there's clarity and understanding of exactly where we are going and what we're doing. It's a constant challenge, because you know what is in your head, but making sure that it doesn't just live in your head, but it lives in the people that you work with's heart, and that they understand where it's going. It's a constant reinforcing job that needs to happen, and it is very exhausting, but it's incredibly important for you to keep reminding people why they're doing what they're doing and why they're there with you. That's key. The other part is we work in an environment that's ever changing. clients' movement, brand changes, business changes, etc. So you are never safe. You are never safe because you can have an amazing business, an amazing account yesterday, but 2 weeks later it's been bought out by someone else, it's moved across, or there's an international alignment, therefore your account is moving. So you always have to be ready for change and for challenge. It's not a stop and just continue, or start and continue kind of role. It's you're always changing, you're always relooking, you're always trying to figure out what to do next.
Hot 91.9, playing the best old school and R&B.